I'd like to introduce Latonia Dixon, whom I've known for a while now, who recently became the commander of my American Legion post in San Francisco, Post 315. So congratulations, Commander.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Latonia, can you tell me a little bit about your military experience?
I joined the United States Army in 1982, and I joined and became a medic, which is a 91 Bravo. And then after that, I became 91 Charlie, which is equivalent to a LVN in the civilian world.
So actually, because I know your story, when you got out of the Army, you actually did become an RN.
I did.
Based on your military experience. So one of the things that I found most interesting about you is you are an artist.
Yes.
And you're very much into creative arts and healing for the veteran community in San Francisco. So let's talk about the art outreach, because I know that is your true passion.
So I didn't really say that much about what happened to me in the military, but I went through what they call military sexual trauma. And so after several years of certain things that I noticed, I didn't know what their diagnoses were until maybe 3 years ago, which is post-traumatic stress syndrome. I found that working with art helped me to express whatever it is that I needed to express, and it also helped me to heal. I'm still healing from those wounds, and so I don't know. I walked in one day when I was working as a registered nurse, and I said I wanted to do art, and then somebody said, you want to do art? And I'm like, yes. And so they called somebody, and then they called them back and asked me if I wanted to work with the Catholic Charities. And so I did a couple of workshops, painting from the heart. And then after I finished with the art therapy at the veterans, the VA, I started asking, can I do art shows? And so a group of artists, veterans, we did art shows at the VA. And then I said, well, what about if we can take it out in the community? So eventually I found where the American Legion was, which was at the War Memorial Veterans Building.
The War Memorial Building in San Francisco is currently closed because it's undergoing renovation. Mm-hmm. But really, for many, many decades, it is the single location in the city of San Francisco where all the veteran groups are housed, the American Legion, the VHV, the C.D.V.A, so on and so forth, for all the groups. And it's a wonderful, wonderful facility for our veterans. It's also where the Veterans Resource Center that Craig Newmark started. I can't wait till they open up again.
Me too.
Yeah, it's so art. What kind of art do you do specifically?
I do painting, acrylics. I also do photography. I also do mask making. Let me see what else. Oh, performance, whether it's poetry, singing, even short skits. So yes, a little bit of a lot of stuff. So that's what I want to continue to do, because that's what gives me joy. That's what feeds my soul, feeds my heart. So yes, I want to continue to do that.
So when you first got hooked up at the War Memorial Building in San Francisco, you kind of partnered with the Veterans for Peace?
First, I was invited to the American Legion. And so I joined Robert Basker, Post 315 of the American Legion. And after a year, they voted me in as the second vice commander. And then they said, well, do you want to join Veterans for Peace? And I sort of waited a year because I wanted to see what that was about. And so I joined there, but I also, did events with them. Mm. And then after 2 years or so, they voted me in as the commander for Post 315. I'm still a member for Veterans for Peace. They're really fun. So they're trying to get me into some type of, position to, be an officer. But I'm taking it one day at a time because, like I said, I'm still healing and I don't want to go over the top.
Right, yeah. Because it's very easy to overcommit yourself, yes. And then you can't follow through with the commitment, and that's not good for anybody involved.
Yes. And I love balance.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
And I think it's great what you're doing through the arts, because that really find something that you love to do. And we are at a Women Veterans Empowerment Conference. So part of what you're doing through the art is empowering yourself as well as others.
Yes, exactly.
You know, whatever modality works. And see, the art is your passion. So find a passion, find a way to, the whole idea of the conference, become empowered, join a veterans group, get involved. And that's exactly what you did. Because we need more women veterans in leadership positions in these veteran service organizations to change from the old boy network to women empowerment. Now, we don't want to necessarily take over, although that may not be a bad thing, but we certainly want to work in partnership and collaboration with as many VSOs as we can, because we all are trying to find unique ways to outreach.
That's part of what I want to do, is have a partnership. I don't want to take over anything unless, you know, that's what that is. They need somebody to take over. But mostly I would like to do partnership or cooperation or co-creating with everybody. My other thing is also working with the San Francisco community. I don't just work with veterans, but most of my events are with veterans. There may be maybe 30% non-veterans, but I like to work with everybody. As far as like empowerment, you're absolutely right. It does empower me, because after the event, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. But it did it, and it's wonderful. And so, because let me see, the first thing I did was the July 4th, and then after that, it was Take Back the Night, which was last year. And then I did Sankofa, which is a celebration and honoring of African American veterans. That was in February. And then I did a grand opening on the 4th of July for the Veterans Community Media Center. And so this year, again, the second year, we'll be doing the Take Back the Night Healing Arts Festival.
And I know that's coming up in October now, isn't it?
Yes, October 26th.
Very good. And tell us what that entails. Take Back the Night.
So Take Back the Night was created about, I believe it was in 1980, with a group of women who maybe some of them were raped or molested or went through domestic violence, and they decided to have Take Back the Night, which is going out into the streets at night and taking back their power. And so I kicked it up a notch. And so I added Healing Arts Festival. So this event, as well as the last one, will have 12 to 5 yoga, belly dancing, self-defense classes, skit where people can express themselves in like a little short mini play or something, writing exercises, a huge art exhibit. Another part of the building, they'll have informational booths. 7 to 9, there will be dynamic speakers. Lindsay Sin will be there. She'll be the keynote speaker. Kate Weber, Louisa Tish, which is a chief in the Lakumi tradition, will be speaking on spirituality in the earth.
How many people show up for the first Take Back the Night?
I would say over 100 people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
We're at a Women Veterans Empowerment Conference, and this is part of what we're trying to figure out how to do as women veterans. Empower each other however you do that. And I love the fact that you do it through the arts. We do it through our video presence online.
That's also arts.
Yeah, absolutely. So how many people do you anticipate this year?
On Facebook, it's already over like 70 something, and then I get emails from people, so I think it'll be probably 200 people because other people are inviting them and so forth. And yes, it's going to be very empowering. The women that are coming there are very inspiring to me, and I feel the whole event will be very empowering. I don't just work with women veterans, I work with women non-veterans as well. And my concept or my belief is we all come together, not necessarily separate the veterans over here, the civilians over here, but to come together because we're coming together for one cause, and that's to empower, to heal, to have self-love, self-affinity, and one person might be having some kind of issue, and somebody might say something, somebody might do a skit or poetry, and that might inspire somebody else to heal or know that they're not the only person that's going through that.
I think that's a perfect summation of what you are all about, Commander.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a guest on our series.
Thank you.